It's the co-meet event, and this one is honestly a fun fan favorite in my opinion, me, because we got Lionheart, Anthony Smith as basically a pick'em taking on our boy Johnny Walker, who is finally Johnny Walker realized has won two in a row, looking better than ever. Two straight finishes. The first was that easy work rear naked over Iwan Kutelaba. Picked himself up performance of the night, managed to avoid doing the worm and destroying his shoulder in the post-fight celebration, and basically all was right with the world for Johnny Walker, and he kept that same momentum going into an easy first-round finish in Brazil against Paul Craig, and that was a fight where a lot of people thought that Paul Craig might be able to do similar to what he did against Jamal Hill to Johnny Walker, but it was a fight where Johnny Walker just kind of stifled it easily, slept him light work, and it was great to see Johnny Walker basically come back and rediscover all that sauce. And in this one, he's trying to see if he can pour more sauce out, where he takes on the perennial, always down, always game levels test Lionheart, who has won 3 of 4. He was looking pretty nice, right? Getting finishes over tough dudes. Devin the Brown Bear Clark, that was very light work in a meat event opportunity where Devin Clark basically just got smoked in 2 minutes, and Anthony got the performance of the night. And after that, he stopped Jimmy Crute, and that was the weird fight with the Jimmy Crute almost perennial nerve style weird knee injury. But even before then, Lionheart was looking pretty nice and was kind of piecing him up. And then that other finish he got over Ryan Superman Spann, also in the first round, also another performance of the night. So 2020, 2021 was a great time for Lionheart, but when we saw him recently last summer against Magomed, he got absolutely slept. And I know that's against our boy Ankalaev, who manages to beat basically everyone, but it was a discouraging fight for Lionheart, especially given all the miles, especially given that, I mean, he's only 34, but Lionheart's an old 34, right? The guy has 55 plus fights and is a true OG and a true veteran. So what are your thoughts on this one against Johnny Walker? Is Johnny Walker ready for a guy as talented as Lionheart? Or at this point in his career, do you think that Lionheart is Dunzo Balunzo and Johnny Walker is ready to peak? Who you taking?
You know, I think this is the Walker return. Johnny Walker looked amazing in his last two fights, but Anthony Smith did not look the best last fight, and I don't know. Hey, throw in the comments down below what you guys think on these interviews that have been coming out. Is he being kind of a sour twist, or maybe is he just like a bad boy thug and that's his character? I don't know, but how I'm looking at it is he is just such a baby, just crying and being so like he just seems like he's been whining this whole week, and I think Johnny's gonna sleep him with that kind of attitude, because Johnny's like, I'm a trained animal, I'm a lion, I'm ready, I'm hungry, hungrier than ever. Lionheart's just like, I don't know what you're talking about, I like everyone, and it's just weird. I don't like the attitude. I don't think he's in it all the way, and I think Johnny Walker is going to demolish Anthony Smith.
Yeah, and 59% is seen it the same way, right? A majority is going Johnny Walker despite it being basically a pick 'em, and basically all of it is Brown for that KO. So they tend to think that what Ankalaev did via TKO is what Johnny Walker will do as well. 41% though is going with Lionheart, and it's very evenly diversified, right? There's some Brown for a KO, perhaps Johnny Walker gets slept. A lot of copper for the sub, perhaps Lionheart utilizes his ground game and slick BJJ skills for the weight division and submits Johnny there, or maybe he grits out a decision, which is something that Lionheart historically has been able to do as well. But I'll have to check out the interviews. I haven't quite seen them yet. I historically am always a fan of Lionheart. I feel like the guy comes in and wears his heart on his shield kind of fighter, and while he may not always be the toughest while he may not always be the best, most technical fighter, he is pretty well rounded, and he's always a gritty, tough veteran in there. So I'll have to check that out and see my perspective. But nonetheless, in this one, been kind of going back and forth. Honestly, I do rep both these guys. In this one, it's just tough for me because as soon as you start to count on Johnny Walker, he gets smoked, and as soon as you start to count out Lionheart, he smokes you. So in this one, not confident in either direction, but for Meat Boy's sake, I'm going to go Johnny Walker. I'm going to go for him to continue the finish streak. But if this is a fight, Meat, that ultimately looks non-competitive and that Lionheart kind of dominates, it's not going to be the most surprising thing in the world to me, because Lionheart's tough, he's well-rounded, and Johnny Walker, like I said, right when you start to put all of your chips on Johnny Walker, he does the YOLO worm and gets absolutely smoked. So I'm taking him for Meat Boy's sake, but I wouldn't call it the most confident pick. You think it's a lock?
Yeah, I think it is a lock with that kind of attitude Lionheart has been giving, but also it, I wouldn't take it too serious on that one because it is Lionheart and it is Johnny Walker. One worm, his shoulder's done. So we'll see how many worms he does, but I think he should get this done. I think this is the era of Johnny Walker coming soon. Throw in the comments down below. Is Meat crazy? Is Boy crazy? Is Johnny Walker about to get decimated by Lionheart, aka the Great White's older brother, or is Johnny Walker knock him out first round? Throw in the comments below. Make sure to smash subscribe.